customers abroad don't speak quality, BIS, hallmarks, and other parameters. So there's already a late platform for all this young entrepreneur, a designer, being an entrepreneur and delivering to the society. So that's what it is. And there are many other factors, hard work, sincerity, and all. So it's next decade is India's decade. And many times I've heard the quote, next century is India's century. Thank you.
One is Gandaberunda. We all know about, most of us must have heard about the Gandaberunda and Sharaba story. They both actually come in one particular story. Okay, they are like incarnation of Lord Shiva and Vishnu. Beautiful creatures. I love them. They're very, very ferocious. You know, for me, those two creatures remind me of my mom or anybody's mom. I'm sure all of you can relate to. Because the moment your child, whatever age you are, the moment your child is hurt, how moms will run and come. The Gauri aspect of mom will not come. The Kali aspect will run and come and protect you, right? So that is what these two creatures actually depict.
And our country has been a source of inspiration to everyone because there's so much of inspiration, be it from North India or from Calcutta, be it South India. In fact, I was totally inspired by seeing all the jewels out here at the show today, because here we see jewelry, gold jewelry, heavy gold jewelry plus light gold jewelry. So it was really a great understanding and a great learning for me also that when we talk about gold jewelry, it does not mean 350 grams of jewelry. It also means something which can be made in just 150 grams, but the look is very grand. So I think that every place, every region has its own emerging trends. It's just about how you see it and how you feel it, because eventually jewelry is all about what you feel.
Storytelling is no technique, it's an art. It's basically your emotional connection with your audience. You cannot buy the technique or you can't build a technique. It's very one-to-one. The designs are very individual. It's a brand language, what you convey. So you have to have an understanding of the brand, the people behind the brand, and the true essence has to reflect. You cannot get storytelling on AI. I'm sorry to say. AI will definitely help you getting the story, but the emotional connect you have to build with your audience. India is so rich with their culture and heritage. As designers, a lot of us misunderstanding that. We look at the West for inspirations, we look at different countries for inspirations, but we do not look at our own country for inspirations. There is so much which every state has to offer. Be it. And what the beauty in the trend now is versus earlier days, that people are adapting, thanks, I think, to a lot of us over here. We're talking about different kinds of jewelry online, where the East meets West and the North meets South. So people are in the North adapting to wanting temple jewelry versus the South wanting polki jewelry, and even going cross borders internationally.
One of the good things that we certainly see is that people from across India are here, our alumni are here. I mean, you get to meet people from different cities, people with different backgrounds, and I hope that works for us. And if you do have any input for us as we continue this journey, be sure to let us know. For us, these gatherings are important. It brings our alumni, the ambassadors, as we call within GIA, together. Not only just to come together, but then also to learn from each other. It's I just look around this room and the years of experience, the kinds of experience, people who are starting up businesses, people who have run successful businesses, people who are legends in the business. I mean, that's the combination that we often find when we come to a GIA alumni event. And if this isn't a place to learn, then what is, right?
That has been selected for today is storytelling. I think there are three different forms of storytelling. One is the most conventional form, where a creative writer gets around penning his or her experiences. Then storytelling also manifests in the form of jewelry making, where a designer, supported well by the craftsman and a jeweler, would put their combined energy and develop a story. And the third one, of course, is the newest form, where we have the social influencers here amongst us. They are also talking about storytelling, which is telling a story about a story. So there are three forms of the story. So if you look at what makes a story, so the most popular belief is that there are different elements that make a story. So when it comes to creative writing, maybe there are things like a plot, a theme, then a setting, then characters, point of view, conflict, and the resolution of conflict. So if these 7 elements are the elements that make a creative story work, what do these elements really stand for? So what is a plot? Plot is what you want to tell. So in the parlance of jewelry, it's about what the piece that you want to make, really. So plot, theme, setting together will comprise what is going to be made in its physical form. Theme is something that you want to, why the jewelry is being made. Whether it is to display the power of the wearer, or the romance of the wearer, or the feelings of the wearer, or the rarity of the wearer, what is it? So that's the theme part of it. When it comes to setting often refers to time and place. So depending on time, we have had, if you talk of the Western culture, you have Victorian, Georgian, and Edwardian, and what all, Art Deco, Art Nouveau, all of these forms. You come to India, you have Jadao, you have Kundan, you have Polki, you have standard full cut diamonds, and temple jewelry, several forms. So that pertain to place. They also at the same time refer to a different time zone or time period, I would say. So that forms the setting aspect of it. Then we come to characters. Characters are the metal, the stone, and different forms of craft that are used to put together the piece of jewelry. So that becomes the character. Point of view is who is telling the story? Is it being told in the first person, that I am this, I am that, which is usually done by established designers. Their designs are often unique to what they are making, and every piece of jewelry probably is an expression of who has designed the piece of jewelry. Then it could either be in the second person, where they are telling about you as the wearer, or a third person which is totally indifferent. They're talking about something which doesn't refer to either you or me. Lastly, it is the conflict. So conflict here doesn't really refer to the term which is used in case of conflict diamonds or something like that. Conflict is where there is some kind of a tension, and how do you create that tension? So by crafting a beautiful piece of jewelry, one basically creates a desire to wear it, and then everything that has to be addressed before one can wear that jewelry, primarily being availability of the piece. So you make very few pieces and create some kind of an imaginary tension that there are very few of these pieces, or you price it in a certain way so that again creates some kind of a tension for a wearer, that I have to pay so much. That builds desire, that makes the desire stronger. And the last one, the 7th piece, is resolution. That is when all these 3+3 factors, they actually get addressed when the wearer and the salesperson, or the person at the counter, or anyone who's canvassing for the jewelry, they actually explain and address each and every aspect that I explained, in a way that the desire becomes stronger, the conflict is resolved, and the piece of jewelry changes its hands. So that's about the jewelry story. About how to tell this story, I think it will be best understood when we hear the panel discussion. So I will request Sankesh here.
A heartfelt welcome to this gathering of brilliance and splendor. I am Sankesh Surana, your host for this delightful evening, and I'm truly delighted to have each and every one of you tonight. Before we delve into the essence of our discussion, let me take a moment to introduce you to 5 remarkable individuals, each a shining star in their own right, and grace us with the presence of esteemed panel. First up, we have Mr. Sanjay Jain, a true tycoon of jewelry industry. With over 28 years of experience, Mr. Sanjay Jain has steered Manoj Ornaments to unprecedented height, transforming it into a global recognized brand. His dedication, vision, and unwavering commitment to excellence have made him a shining star in the world of jewelry entrepreneurship. Welcome, sir. Moving on, we have dynamic Renu Chaudhary, whose passion for gem and jewelry knows no bond. As the creator of the Diamond Talk and a fourth-generation jewelry enthusiast, Miss Renu has captivated audience worldwide with her engaging content and profound knowledge. Her journey from Jaipur to International Gem and Jewelry Show is a testament to her boundless enthusiasm and unwavering dedication to her craft. Welcome, ma'am. Joining us as well is the exceptionally talented Bhuwana Gopal, whose expertise in jewelry design and product development is truly unparalleled. With master's degree in sociology and deep-rooted passion for jewelry heritage, Mrs. Bhuwana Gopal brings a unique perspective to the table, revitalizing traditional jewelry with a modern twist. Her work at Sri Krishna Shetty Group of Jewelry is a testament to her creativity and innovation in the field. Welcome, ma'am. Next up, we have Mrs. Prerna Makharia, India's first influencer, India's first jewelry influencer, and a true pioneer in the industry. With over 2 decades of experience and a keen eye for emerging talent, Mrs. Makharia has not only set trend but also paved the way for the budding jewelry designers, particularly during challenging times like COVID-19 pandemic. Her dedication to supporting talent from India and beyond is truly commendable and inspiring. Welcome, ma'am. And finally, we have Miss Vrinda Arora, whose passion for jewelry industry is truly infectious. With over 14 years of enriching pursuit of excellence with a keen eye for curation and critique, as the driving force behind S Factor, Miss Arora seeks to create value and forge emotional connection within the trade, fostering innovation and collaboration on a global scale. Welcome, ma'am. I'd request all the panelists.
Thank you.
Together, these 5 esteemed individuals embody the very essence of creativity, innovation, and passion that defines the Indian jewelry world. So let's raise a toast to their achievement and let's all get ready to hear what our esteemed panelists have to share. Each of them brings something very unique to the table, and I'm sure we will get great insights from them. Today's discussion will be a question and answer round format, curated to get maximum insights from our esteemed panelists. So without any further ado, let's begin our interesting discussion on storytelling in jewelry. Sanjay sir, what according to you is the kind of potential India has in the next decade to come of designs and production by gem and jewelry industry?
Well, India has a great potential under a strong leadership of our PM, seeing a growth factor which is on the highest level coming. You see big brands, the new factor which are coming to India, and the new tie-ups itself means a lot where world-leading companies want to come over here. Secondly, related to designers, the market has opened up. Now the current designers don't have to wait. They know what's trending, what's going on. Designs have been coming to their fingertips. So, the next decade, the color stone jewelry, the jewelry which, the designer wants to make their own passion and deliver the passion inside the jewelry. And there are many things apart from that. So, the next decade sounds very strong. You've seen the economy from traditional unorganized jeweler going towards an organized sector itself means a big trust in the people in the country and people coming out from the country. The scenario has changed. Last decade, I've been traveling international. I've seen people say, oh, now they don't speak quality. Customers abroad don't speak quality, BIS hallmarks and other parameters. So there's already a late platform for all this young entrepreneur, a designer, being an entrepreneur and delivering to the society. So that's what it is. And there are many other factors, hard work, sincerity and all. So it's next decade is India's decade. And many times I've heard the quote, next century is India's century. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for that insightful response. Bhuwana ma'am, can you share with us a memorable story behind one of the most iconic heritage-based jewelry pieces? How did the narrative influence the design process?
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm so happy to be part of this event today. And all of you are such a great minds in the industry, and it's an honor to be part of this show. Thank you so much for having me. To answer your question, there are a lot of concepts we have actually worked on, being a product development person, from the jewelry designer to the product development person in the jewelry industry. We all work on lot of jewelry concepts and all that. There are some of these concepts which will, which are very close to you and which are very memorable. Even if you make lot of other jewelry later as well, there's some of the stories which will stay with you. The one or two of them, I know we have time constraint. I'll tell you about one beautiful concept. This particular concept is based on Indian mythological creatures of our country, Bharat. There are a lot of mythical creatures. They all look beautiful, though they are the combination of different animals and all that. Some of them look beautiful. So we pick and chose about 9 of them and created one collection, both in plain gold and in Kuntalavalai, the South Indian Kuntalavalai, something which I'm wearing today, the technical aspect of it. So this particular collection is very close to my heart and it's very, very special because these mythical creatures are very, very ferocious and very protective. And we named this collection as Anuraksha collection. In Sanskrit, Anuraksha is protective. Okay, so you can imagine how those animals or the creatures will be. I'll tell you those names as well. I know we are all very creative people. We'll have to challenge our imagination mind today. So this collection had nine creatures. One is Gandaberunda. We all know about, most of us must have heard about the Gandaberunda and Sharaba story. They both actually come in one particular story. Okay, they are like incarnation of Lord Shiva and Vishnu. Beautiful creatures. I love them. They're very, very ferocious. For me, those two creatures remind me of my mom or anybody's mom. I'm sure all of you can relate to, because the moment your child, whatever age you are, the moment your child is hurt, how moms will run and come. The Gauri aspect of mom will not come. The Kali aspect will run and come and protect you, right? So that is what these two creatures actually depict. So it has Gandaberunda, Sharaba, which is the depiction of Shiva and Vishnu, and Vishnu's Vahana, which is Garuda, the bird with wings and human body, which is the Vahana of Vishnu, and the Sheshanaga with 7 heads, where he is reclining happily. So those two, 4, and then Lord Indra's Vahana, which is Airavata. Who said that? Awesome. Okay. Airavata, and one more also you should tell me now. Airavata and Uchashva. Okay. Airavata is the beautiful, cute elephant with 3 heads, and Uchashva is the white horse. So these two is possessed by Lord Indra. And then we have very adorable Kamadhenu, the divine cow with 33 koti goddesses, deities on her, with her, in her. And we have the showstopper. I'm sorry, before we talk about showstopper, I would like to tell you about Yali, Vyala. We all have visited temples, right? So before you reach the deity, you have to pass through these bouncers, okay? Those creatures which have elephant head, and then lion body and snake as tail, and all of these creatures. So you have to pass them, and then only, and you have to pass all of those checkpoints. And if you're not up to the mark, and then I don't think so you can reach them. Okay, that's Yali Vyala. There's more story about every aspect of it. Okay, and to come to the last point, Navagunjara is the 9 animal combination creature, which is very, very special. Can I know? Can you please tell me which is the mythical creature of China? Okay, now you all have to tell me what is the mythical creature of India, not the national bird or national animal. Mythical creature of I just told you, Navagunjara. Navagunjara, 9. Navagunjara, 9. So it has a very beautiful, it's depicted in a very, very nice way. Please imagine, rooster head, peacock neck, lion body. Okay, the front hand. And one hand is a lady hand with a beautiful lotus in her hand. And one is elephant leg. It has tiger leg and deer leg. And there's a beautiful hunchback of a bull. And the tail as snake. 9 of them. I'm not going to ask this answer without telling you that particular story. I'm sure it will be very interesting. Yes? Okay. Quickly, who is Arjuna's guru? Arjuna's all-rounder guru? Sri Krishna. Correct. So he keeps teaching Arjuna something or the other. So once what happens, Arjuna is in the woods. He's in the woods. Okay, he is like, okay, he wants to hunt a tiger or a lion or whatever. And Krishna, he can know who's where. So he will quickly say, okay, let me go in the woods and teach this guy another lesson today. So he gets into the woods and in the form of Navagunjara, so he appears in the woods, okay, in between the shrubs. And Arjuna sees only the rooster head. He gets scared. And there is a snake. And then there is an elephant leg and lion body. So Arjuna, the warrior, gets scared and he'll pick up his bow and arrow. Okay, and he says, and Krishna appears in front of him as Navagunjara and says, what happened? Why are you scared? I'm like, you look scary. And I know you are Krishna. Okay, you are, that's you. It must be you. So he takes his original form and asks the warrior, Arjuna, why were you scared? He says, I saw a rooster head. I'm like, rooster head? Arjuna, getting scared of. Peacock neck. Okay, and a lady hand. How can somebody be scared of a lady hand with a lotus, right? So he keeps saying these are all the different situations in life or different problems in life. They're not big if you see them individually. But if you actually look them all together, it's fearful. So even in life, if you come across problems all together, you don't have to fear. Address them one after the other, so you're set. So that's what he answers, and that is our inspiration. And they are called Anuraksha collection. The very protective and 9 mythical creatures of India, and one of them is mythical creature of India.
Guys, isn't this insightful? It was like, I'm actually hearing this for the first time. So yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Renu, ma'am, how do you stay aligned with the emerging trends and narrative within the jewelry industry to inform your storytelling approach?
So first of all, thank you everyone. So in terms of emerging trends, each country and each region has their own trends. Like for example, India itself, it's a very emerging country, and we have a lot of jewelry trends in India itself. So likewise, when you travel abroad, since I've been to many international shows, like I always get inspired by different inspiration from each region. Like for example, when you go to Arab, you see a lot of trends in terms of moon, in terms of date plants and date leaves, and in terms of also of what do you call what's the inspiration in Arab? Yeah, like the crescent moon also has always been a great inspiration. And then when you come to countries like Germany, which is like really rich when it comes to gemstones. So we see a lot of gemstone jewelry. But above all, I think that our country has been a source of inspiration to everyone because there's so much of inspiration, be it from North India or from, from Calcutta, be it South India. In fact, I was totally inspired by by seeing all the jewels out here at the show today, because here we see jewelry, gold jewelry, heavy gold jewelry plus light gold jewelry. So it was really a great understanding and a great learning for me also that when we talk about gold jewelry, it does not mean 350 grams of jewelry. It also means something which can be made in just 150 grams, but the look is very grand. So I think that every place, every region has its own emerging trends. It's just about how you see it and how you feel it, because eventually jewelry is all about what you feel. You need to wear something that resonates with your personality. So what you wear, that's the most emerging trends according to me. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Vrinda, ma'am, what storytelling technique do you find most effective in captivating your audience attention and generating interest in the jewelry brand or collection?
Thank you, everyone. So, we are all storytellers. Like, since our childhood to the grown ups, we have been a part of stories or we have made a few stories. And storytelling is no technique, it's an art. It's basically your emotional connection with your audience. You cannot buy the technique or you can't build a technique. It's very one to one. The designs are very individual. It's a brand language what you convey. So you have to have an understanding of the brand, the people behind the brand, and the true essence has to reflect. You cannot get storytelling on AI. I'm sorry to say. AI will definitely help you getting the story, but the emotional connects you have to build with your audience. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Prerna, ma'am, you visit so many different regions in India, very specifically for jewelry. What is the biggest difference in jewelry trend that you have seen? What are some of the upcoming trends that you predict?
Hi everyone, it's I should say Namaskara Bangalore. It's great to be here. Yes, I do travel throughout India, and that started back during my jewelry merchandising days. So when you were talking about storytelling, I had a flash of 20 years back. So my story actually started right from there, where I would study every market in 2-tier, 3-tier cities and the smallest of the villages, and I was amazed to see the kind of jewelry that people wear there. In the smallest of the villages, you would actually, when you go and see, we talk about tribal jewelry, they wear more jewelry than what I would even adorn over here. So I would firstly like to begin with saying that India is so rich with their culture and heritage, with as designers, a lot of us misunderstanding that. We look at the West for inspirations, we look at different countries for inspirations, but we do not look at our own country for inspirations. There is so much which every state has to offer. Be it, and what the beauty in the trend now is versus earlier days, that people are adapting, thanks, I think, to a lot of us over here. We're talking about different kinds of jewelry online, where the East meets West and the North meets South. So people are in the North adapting to wanting temple jewelry versus the South wanting polki jewelry, and even going cross borders internationally. So when it comes to talking about trends, I would just say one thing instead of talking what a trend is. Be a trendsetter than being a trend follower. That's personally what I always believe in. And actually, that's where my journey of influencing started.
This surely gives us a different perspective. Sanjay, sir, how do you tailor your design and manufacturing approach to cater to the diverse preferences and taste of your client segments?
Well, connecting to the story, I remember I go back in 2009. So originally, I'm a retailer. So retail has been taught since my childhood. And I do that to my kids as well. So story starts like this. I had some few stones or color stones. I designed something. I called the Babu and I told him to design some designs. After that designings, I gave him 3 sets orders. So 1 set was ready, 2 sets were unfinished. And there were around 18-20 sketches. So I had hired a designer because I'm being an entrepreneur. Being a designer itself is a unique skill. But an entrepreneur, he has to have 36 gun, you know. To be a designer, he has to have a 36 gun. A tailor is good at tailoring, but when he opens his own shop or own factory, he understands how business runs. So I took a flight to Chennai. My first client, G.R. Tangamalai. So there was Srinivasan sir, and I'm sorry, am I allowed to say names? I don't know, but so he made me sit 2-3 hours, and I was a boy, you know, just 1997 I started, and 2009 that was my first trip. So he said, sir, will not have time, and you keep everything ready and all. Sir came after 45 minutes. He said, sir, will give only 5 minutes. So Anand sir sat with me. He spent 2 hours with me. He understood the concept. He understood what I'm trying to make. And after that, people used to say, ये 10 साल के बाद का ज्वेलरी है, आप एडवांस में बना रहे हो. ये 10 साल के बाद का ज्वेलरी है. ये टूटी फ्रूटी है, ये इधर नहीं चलेगा. ये नहीं चलेगा यहाँ पे. The best part for a designer to be, he should be confident. He should understand what he is doing is best. He should be passionate. So I sat with him, I made him understand. Then I showed him sketch and he was so into it. And then he has a terms, he made me do something and I did it. The next day I said, bhai, my capital, I don't have capital to make this. मेरे पास तो पैसा ही नहीं है. सर एडवांस दे दो. एडवांस दे दो. See, that's what it is. हमको सबको क्या लगता है, धंधे के लिए पैसा चाहिए. Am I right? सर हिंदी अलाउड है ना? ओके. धंधे के लिए पैसा लगता है, करेक्ट? धंधे के लिए पैसा नहीं लगता है भाई. फोर्ब्स 100 निकाल दो. जब उसने बिजनेस स्टार्ट किया उसके पास पैसा नहीं था. उसके पास पैशन था, मिशन था, गोल था, विजन था, मिशन चार्ट था, डेलीगेशन था. ही नोट कि मुझे वो करना है. उठता है तब धंधा सीखता था, सोता है तब धंधा सीखता था. So I sat with him. After 2 days, I got 20 lakhs in my account. उसके the purchase manager से ये नहीं बिकेगा सर. I made the 10 sets. One of the set never came return. Everything was sold in GRT. So our designer teams have to have mission. उनकी mission, it should be written in front, where they sit and see that. It's called manifestation nowadays, you know, mood boards and so many things. But coming back to storytelling and designing, there are different clients have different kind of requirements. If you go to B2B, it's a different kind of ball game. If you do go to an HNI, it's a different kind of ball game. I have one of my client in US who has 100 patents. 100 patents. The UET चीज उनके content bigger चीज नहीं बन सकता. And when we sit with them, we speak about 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, collecting stones, making it a pair, making it organized, and then make a jewelry. So again, you know, again there is a storytelling. There's an involvement. What sir was explaining very well before that. There's an involvement, there's an engagement, and that brings them satisfaction. For them, money is not important. So now again, this is a different kind of storytelling for a client. Now when we go to a purchase manager, again there is a storytelling. Because there is a sketch, presentation, why it is, what is the demography, what would be the sales, किसको ये hit करेगा, कैसे promote करेगा, ये बिक गया तो कितना multiple order आएगा. No, there's many things. And it's true, when there is a connect will come within that product and it will upsell and it sales. And now there are so much platforms, you know, to bring the sales up. Ultimately, storytelling will give you an enhancement. It will give you a value addition. It will make your raw material to your value addition. Gold abundant available है, am I right or not? Color stone कम available है, diamond कम available है, नहीं है, फिर भी 7 times people pay Cartier, Bulgari, Van Cleef, Appeal, by what not brands, Movado, and there's a list, right? People pay them. Why? Because they give them that type of shopping experience. They have that brand, they have their presence, they have the reach. Each individual can do that. हमें क्या, हमें वो अंदर बिलीफ ही नहीं है कि हम वो कर सकते हैं. हमें एज अ डिजाइनर हम तो पहले सोचते हैं मैं किसके पास जाऊं, किसको जाके बेचूं. अरे भैया, एम आई ऑन अ राइट पेज? हाँ, फिर ये कौन लेगा, बनाएगा तो बिकेगा कि नहीं बिकेगा, मेल्ट करना पड़ेगा तो क्या होगा. Nowadays you are blessed, there are so many seminars. Now this kind of event, it gives you so much knowledge. You know, I remember I said, sir, yesterday night, I was a child, I used to sit on the first floor, first row, hear you all. I still have the books, what notes I have made. I read them, I implemented in my life, and I came to a next level. Now you have so much big platforms, you have so many good books, so many good videos to connect and make things on a next level. So let's cherish, let's enjoy, and let's be passionate, and let's love what you make. Storytelling is a part, it will come along with you. Thank you.
Very nice.
Sir, this is the biggest takeaway. I met Sir in 2016. From then until now, he's always inspiring me. So thank you so much, sir.
One more thing. There's one level of persistence. You need to be 100% persistent. Storytelling is also an art, but सामने वाला सुनना तो चाहिए. सामने वाला के पास टाइम तो होना चाहिए. तो उसके भी आजकल, there are many ways how you present your deck, how you make your presentation. उसको इतना समझ में आना चाहिए. अगर उसने मेरे से काम नहीं किया ना, I'm sorry to use this word, वो खत्म हो गया. If you explain that to your customer, you won the battle. If you explain, and it is in all level. आप एंड रिटेल में, होलसेल में, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में, if you explain to your client in a deck or in your proper presentation that अगर तुमने मेरे से काम नहीं गया तो तुम खत्म. I'm sorry, I'm using a little. I took a permission to speak in my body language. हाँ भाई, चलेगा ना भाई, और ना नेक्स्ट टाइम नहीं बुलाना, नो प्रॉब्लम. I am first time I'm been honored to speak on a forum. I've spoken a forum in my school days. One teacher didn't taught us proper. सर मैंने उसकी ले ली, I'm sorry. ओपन स्टैंड में बोल दिया, 2 बच्चे ये सब्जेक्ट में ये सर के कारण फेल हुए. बोलने में डर नहीं लगना चाहिए तो स्टोरी टेलिंग अच्छी होगी. बोलने में डर गया तो तुम स्टोरी टेलिंग में 2 मार्क है 10 में से. भाई मैं कोई पिच बना के नहीं आया है भाई, ये इधर से बोल रहा हूँ, ये इधर से बोल रहा हूँ, इधर से. मैं कोई पिच बना के नहीं आया. अगर बोलने में, और आजकल तो इतने आर्ट से AI टूल्स 120 टाइप के AI टूल्स, मेरा AI MIS वाला है सर 120 टाइप ऑफ AI टूल्स. भाई भले हो, तू ही कर, मेरे को माल बेचने दे. So ultimately, there's many things, and you are at the best platform, GI. You know how many followers they have? 180K followers on LinkedIn. You put GI, 100,000 people. What all you want? It's, I think, jewelry में कितना percent है, I didn't never understand. But you are on a best hands, best platform. आप GI लिखते हो ना, मीन्स मेरे लिए अगर GI लिखा है ना तो 10 folds तो पहले ही ग्रो हो गया. उसको मैं सुनूंगा. भाई तू आप क्या ज्ञान बांट रहा है बता मेरे को. It's like this for me at least. And best part, sir, I've been so many places. I've been to Choi Thai Phuc also. उधर पीछे ना, उसके पीछे ऐसा एक GI का बोर्ड है. ऐसा लगता है यार मैं राइट जगह पे आया है. That is the whole power, Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. This is the one question which I'm very excited about to ask Bhuwana ma'am. I always wanted to ask this question to Mr. Vinod, sir. But today I got the chance to ask the same question to Bhuwana ma'am. Ma'am, you today Sri Krishna Shetty Group has created so many auction pieces. So can you just tell us about that journey?
No. Okay. I wish my designs created were auctioned. I've tried, and I hope the day comes very soon. But I would like to introduce you all to one such Sri Krishna Chetty group piece which was auctioned in London. Okay, and this is called Swami Set. I'll tell you why it is called Swami Set as well. And after this story, I would also like to tell you like what we do with auction kind of a pieces, to convert into the antique or auctionable pieces into latest. So you have your grandmother's monkey or a bajuban, which you love. You just look at it and you keep it in the safe and you cherish it and go back. You want to wear those motifs, but you can't. So what we do with that as well. Okay, that'll be interesting too. But most importantly, this Swami set is a 7-piece solid silver set. Okay, which has a beautiful tray. It has different panels. Okay, having very authentic, very traditional the village scenes. Okay, in the panels on the tray, and it has those two twin snake border with a handle. Okay, it has one coffee pot, one teapot, one water jug, one cream jug, and it has sugar cup, and then you have sugar tongue and a tray. So this set is amazing, solid, made in solid silver. It's called the technique, which is actually made in, is called Swami, because it comes from a traditional Madras, karigari, one particular. So this is in Crystal Museum in Krishna Chetty group. If you have visited, and I'm sure you will get to listen about this particular set and you will enjoy looking at it. Amazing set. And the lids have beautiful Meenakshi Amman temple motifs, and it has Lord Shiva sitting on his Vahana, and Lord Vishnu in the form of Jagannath, Puri Jagannath, who doesn't know about him. And all of these elements, every element intricately crafted. Amazing set, auction in London. And this was made in 1910. The second part of the story is I was telling you, you have this particular wonky, which is very huge. It has about, say, 100 carats diamonds, all VVS1. And it has beautiful sapphires and emeralds and all of this. And it's your grandmother's, and just keep it in the safe and come back. So what we do is we pick up those motifs. You want to make the modern piece from the same. We dismantle, we pick up, beautiful parts of it, and which is like very obvious in the designs, and convert it into latest, and which is wearable. In today's generation would love to wear, and you can pass it on to the next 2-3 generations for sure. And it will still be reminds you of your grandmother. So that particular piece, antique, converting those antique to latest, and the Swami set is on my mind. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Prerna, ma'am. What advice would you give to emerging jewelry designers seeking to collaborate with influencers and leverage storytelling to amplify their brand's reach?
I think be it a jewelry designer or a brand, the first thing that they should know is, why do you want to approach an influencer, and what is it that you want to get out of them? Is it you want to market your brand? Is it that you want to talk about a collection? Is it that you want to highlight a showstopper piece? Or whatever your thought process is. So that clarity of thought is very important first. It's not that हमने post डलवा दिया and हमको 1000 likes आ जाएंगे, हमारे 1000 followers बढ़ जाएंगे, and we become viral on the internet. It's not about that. And it can happen, but it's not a given that it will happen. So you need to have clarity of thought first, that what is it that you want, so that you can communicate that to the influencer. The second thing is the same it works for the influencer. If I am getting, or probably all of us, we're on the panel here, we are getting some sort of a communication from the brand we are working with. we need to ensure that we deliver that for them, but very important, not losing our aesthetics and our own brand value. If I am Prerna and I have a certain style of talking, copying somebody else will take away the entire beauty of what I do, which a lot of us probably, including brands, try to do that. So I think being true to yourself is the most important thing, be it a jewelry designer or an influencer or a brand.
Renu ma'am, balancing between artistic expression and commercial appeal, how do you ensure that your storytelling resonates with your audience while staying true to your creative vision? It's a follow-up question.
So, well, for me, when I have to select a piece, I select a particular piece that resonates with my personality because this piece will be shared on my social media handle. So, whatever I chose, be it the design, be it the element, be it the variability, would I buy this particular piece? So that's when I get my answer that yes, I love the piece because the design is very unique, and I'm a great I love unique and rare gemstones. For me, if I see something which is rare, like a Burmese ruby or a Kashmir sapphire, I know, wow, this is something which I would love to own one day. So that's how I would select a particular piece. So in short, it's just about what I like is what I will share. So and I guess that's the one basic funda which at least I always imbibe to myself, that जो भी तुमको अच्छा लगता है ना, use that, wear that, and showcase that to your audience, because once you're true to yourself, it will be shared with your audience, because eventually what is there inside your heart is what you're trying to share with your audience. So be honest to yourself, and your audience will definitely like what you share with them. So like same thing like what sir you also mentioned कि जो दिल से आता है ना वो जरूर आपकी audience तक भी पहुंचेगा. So that's about it. Just keep it very simple. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Vrinda, ma'am. How important is aesthetic and presentation of jewelry to the audience? Could you tell us about any instance where you have used your expertise to turn around a product or brand?
So any presentation or any whatever you try to show is your first impression. So this is your only chance to grab the eyeballs and do it. And there's one more thing. I don't know if you have heard about a beauty premium. Anyone knows about it? So you are tend to capitalize the deal 20% more. It's as per the Harvard study. If you are presented beautifully, even it's your product or it's your personality or yourself. Beauty doesn't just mean features like you're good looking. It's about how you dress up, how you present yourself. If today somebody's coming to your office, you're well presented and how you are, it's likely that a person will be happier to buy something like your VM, your decor outside. One has to be fascinated, or it has to create an aspiration value for you to step inside the store. So this is the first and foremost is the impression. And second question was that you want that how I resonated with the client. So I deal with a lot of B2B clients. I would not like to name them. I would give you an example of one of my series, which is the 3Js. That's called Jaipur Jewelry and JJS, Jaipur Jewelry Show. So in my first series, I did a campaign which was shot on the roads of Jaipur. We started in the morning, we captured the first sunlight. We did it on the streets of Johari Bazaar. And then we all the way went to Amer, Hawa Mahal and the fort. We involved the local people over there, elephants, camels. So this is what you want to tell people. There was a story behind it. It was Jaipur. It was the essence of Jaipur there. So that's how you capture the audience. Just adding to what Vrinda said, in simple layman desi language, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है.
और जो दिखता है बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Bhuvana, ma'am. How do you utilize storytelling in developing new jewelry collection at Sri Krishna Shetty Group? And can you provide an example of a time when storytelling enhanced customer connection to a jewelry line, ultimately making the brand more appealing?
See, there are a lot of concepts we have developed based on storytelling. It could be simple nature motif, putting two little, a butterfly and a flower together, or it can be complex topic like Indian ancient architecture from certain dynasty, certain period, certain king, their style, or so it can be that vast. But sticking to the topic without like gussifying unnecessary, motifs just because you have place, that that has actually been, very productive, useful, and not just this complex topics. It can be a girl peeping out of the window, can be freedom for somebody, can be something sense of security for someone, or a volcano topic like topic like volcano. So the storytelling of all of these concepts, from simple to complex, or the storytelling of storytelling can be based on a simple topic like why you should wear jewelry. A lot of people doesn't like to wear jewelry, and it's a big challenge for today's jewelers, right? So why you have to wear earrings and bangles or wristwear from when you can carry it safely to your toe rings or your Mangalsutra after wedding. So there's science behind it. Now most of us know about it, right? So why you should wear it? If you communicate those stories to people, I'm sure there will be success stories. And how we come up with those storytelling is same concept which Apurva has already covered it. While he was telling me, oh my God, he's like talking all the, he's covering all the design aspect. But compared to that particular list, there are two things we do differently. That is looking at the symbol and their meanings and giving it a name. So you're choosing the topic, your inspiration, you're going and, looking at what it is and researching about it, and design conceptualization, how you actually convert it into jewelry and how you sell it. So apart from all those list what you said, two things what we do differently is, one is symbols and the meanings and giving names to it. Keeping it very relevant to that particular concept and giving names and stories and connecting it with our clients and telling them that, look, it is different. Okay, look, it is to the point. And look, it is from our past, from our precious, past. That is one thing which is given us, and consistently keeping in touch with our clients. That is one thing which is helped us a lot. And most importantly, to say which storytelling has actually helped, I would like to tell you an instant where about Anuraksha collection I was sharing with you. It's a series of 9 pieces. One of the client picked up the beautiful Airavata and Chashwa and Tamarino and all of those things, they were looking beautiful. And Gandabiruna and Sharaba, she was not ready to pick it up. She said, no, they look ferocious. I don't want to buy them. I'm like, ma'am, this client is like, very potential, and do you want to help? They say it's ferocious. I'm like, wait, hold on, I'm coming in. Then we spoke, and why do you feel that? The same story of mom, coming in with aggressive form and taking care of the child. So these, mythical creatures actually tell you. So any story, it could be a modern story, maybe if you pick up a story concept of volcano, I'm like, arre baap re, wo to dar lagta hai. But then if you say what comes out when the volcano erupts, it's all like your gemstones, your gold, all the precious metals. If you actually connect and tell those stories, those are all the stories, which people can relate to and buy it. It has helped us a lot. Storytelling, stories sells. And one more before I close is, we all know about love journey, small diamonds to big diamonds. So it said, my love towards you increases every year. You have just gotten married. Your wife knows this concept is in the market. You don't buy it. Yeah. So stories sell. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Sanjay sir, From your perspective, what techniques do you think drives highest amount of sales?
वेल सेल्स अमाउंट से ज़्यादा प्रॉफिट घर में कितना है वो इम्पोर्टेंट है भाई एम आई राइट हाँ सेल्स 100 करोड़ घर में कुछ नहीं आया और see I'll say some hardcore facts of our industry. You know, many things in our industry have been commoditized, you know, like it's become a commodity because of many things. But the value addition happens when there is a collection, when there is a time. Now somebody collecting 20 carat Basra pearls and giving 40 piece on a table, and he takes 15 years. How to evaluate that? There's no way to evaluate his time and energy and his efforts and his expertise to collect them and then sit with the right customer. Now searching that client is also a science. Who will that client be? What was it in my dream list? Did I manifested it? Well, I like to share. I did a manifestation class this August, September, and I had written in my list that I would be a speaker somewhere.
Wow.
I had written in that book that I'll be a speaker somewhere. And see that I've been invited by GIA. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. So ultimately, value addition is important. Second, which is the client, what you're targeting. So if you're targeting a right client with the right way, understanding what he wants, what would be his strength, doing a little homework, presenting in a right way, giving a good deck, giving a good presentation, and then meeting that client, and then many additions you have learned today. Big round of applause to all of this beautiful girls, you know, because they have given you a right science to approach and bring money out of the right product. So value addition in high sales comes out of Solitus with my business experience, comes out of rare gemstones with my experience, and that for this new designers becoming an entrepreneurs only would happen once you go and visit such places, go and see world-class exhibitions, understand, collect, make a diary, make a note, and put in your OneNote or however you do, and then revising it. Otherwise, the science says as soon as you hear, within 12 hours, you lose 50%. Next 2 days, you lose out of that more 50%. After 1 week, खाली 10% याद रहता है और एक 15 दिन के बाद तो 5% याद रहता है. So keep revising and then having your wish list, what dream 100 clients, dream 10 clients, dream 1 clients, and then you do a 12 week or you do a one thing that this week I'm going to sit out of, we say out of office. I'll go Starbucks, sit, I'll work on this client, or I'll do HCI, it's called hotel check-in. I don't know how many people know this science, HCI. The biggest creation in this world has happened on vacations in either HCI or their vacation homes. This is history. You can Google up and read it. Even the big, I've been advised by somebody in message, don't say names. I won't do that. Well, coming back to your question, otherwise, you know, I'll again lose my track. You know, this business entrepreneur ऐसे ही होते हैं. बेचना कुछ रहता है और बोलते बहुत कुछ है. Again, that's a storytelling. See. So ultimately, you make a right approach, understand the product. You have to explain why me, if you not buy from me, then figures is easily comfortable. One thing all this new generation should understand. It's not machine. आज डाला और कल आ जाएगा. It will take time. I spoke about some person. I took 7 years to build him as a customer. And then now I have a message. I've not seen a person like you who is honest, transparent, who's so hardworking. And that kind of message means me at peace a lot. somebody who's been 7-time Nobel nominee in this world is the only person. And if he writes something like this, it means me a lot. And similarly, you all should manifest that somebody writes you such kind of messages. I cannot make it social. I cannot put online because of my constraint. But your hands are open. The series just put, it says a lot to grow. अगर आप proper plan करके sales करेंगे तो हो जाएगा. Coming back to my figures, I'll share you a storytelling. Again, I keep on saying, if anybody has heard me, I keep on saying, मेरा office India, Hong Kong, UAE, USA, सब जगह है. So I myself is a brand which says मेरा office सब जगह है. So this way, I got a connect to one of the vendor in Hyderabad, and I said, you give me anything, I'll make it. So there is one client who wanted to make a 2-line set, and they had purchased some 10-12 solitaires. Would you like to hear this, or I'm... अरे भाई जोश नहीं है, रहने दो. I'll pass it. पक्का? अरे सुनाओ ना. Okay. So on Raksha Bandhan, see, that's the commitment. All this new team passion isko bolte. On Raksha Bandhan, I have all my sisters at my home. I fly Hyderabad to take the order. On Raksha Bandhan, I fly Hyderabad to take order. There's something more personal. My daughter won't like if I speak. I go there to take order. He explains me a layout. Now there's a challenge. There's a 13.65 peer to be imported. And abroad से without advance payment माल नहीं आएगा. Advance भेज नहीं सकते. On that table, I took a challenge. I'll complete that set in 8 days. 59 solitaires, 200 plus carats. I made that 2-line necklaces, 8 days. 7 people going, pursuing, purchasing, start to end maal banate. In last 3 hours when the necklace come back, I do a model shoot. So everything is planned. When it's a 2-line set and my girlfriend does the photo shoot, She does all my photo shoots. She handles it very well. So, and that set value was 30 crores. Wow. So I sold a set being a market value of 30 crores. And when we were speaking about that 13.65, if you have that power, ye ho jayega. If you manifest it, if you think it, you positive, पैसे कहाँ से आ जाते हैं. कोई ना कोई रेफरेंस दे देता है. यू ऑल्सो मैनिफेस्ट 20 कैरेट्स का 2 जोड़ी सॉलिटेयर मैं इतने टाइम पे बेच दूंगा. प्रिंट निकल के चिपका के सामने लगा दो. यश भाई, am I right? प्रिंट लगा के लगा दो, हो जाएगा. और नहीं होगा then you take my number, call me. I'll help you. So volumes important, लेकिन लास्ट में घर में कितना आया, that's more important. Thank you very much.